So to the young people, I just say challenge or question what you've been taught. Go to school, and you say, but I learned nothing about money. Get a job, you become an employee.
Yeah.
If you're an employee, you work for money, I pay taxes. Then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when the government's printing money? So right now, if I was a young person, I'd be taking probably a stock options course to trade the market coming down, because you'll get rich faster than. It takes about 5 years to practice that. But I love crashes. I get really excited about a crash. Unfortunately, most people get wiped out. But nonetheless, the facts are crashes make the rich richer. Go to school, get a job, pay taxes, save money, buy a house because it's an asset, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. That creates poor people. It's a hypnosis train going through your brain. So when people say, how do I change my life? And change those words. I wouldn't go to school because you learn nothing about money in school. I wouldn't get a job because if I have a job, I'm an employee. And then I'd pay taxes. And I don't pay taxes. And I don't save money. And I use debt to get rich. And I don't invest in the stock market. That's why I'm rich. And so the young people who are listening right now are saying, but that's what my mom and dad said. But that's what mom and dad say all over the world. So to the young people, I just say challenge or question what you've been taught. Go to school, and you say, but I learned nothing about money. Get a job, you become an employee.
Yeah.
If you're an employee, you work for money, I pay taxes. Then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when the government's printing money? And get out of debt. Well, debt is money. I use debt to get rich. Most people use debt to get poor and invest in the stock market. I don't invest in the stock market. So when you wonder why so many people struggle financially, is they haven't challenged the hypnosis, the words. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get paid taxes. Until you question those hypnotic trances, you don't change.
Well, debt and taxes for a young man like you will be your largest single expense. You see, but for a rich person with financial education, debt and taxes will be my largest source of income. It's so opposite of what everybody teaches. So that's why I wrote Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, because it's really not fair. You'll work very, very hard, and debt and taxes will eat you alive. For a guy like me, because I had a rich dad, and like President Trump, debt and taxes make us richer. It's opposite.
When the economy doesn't exist out here, the economy exists in here.
Yeah.
And until you change the words become flesh. If you get a job, you're an employee. If you save money, you're a saver. And why would you save money when they're printing money? And they say invest in the stock market for your pension. Well, why would you do that? Because that's how they get your money. And get out of debt when guys like me are using debt as money. Crashes make the rich richer. So what happens is, there's an old saying in investing. The bear goes up, the bull goes up the stairs. There's bulls and bears, right?
Yeah.
So the bull goes up the stairs, the bear goes out the window. So if you want to get rich quick, I like the crashes.
Because you can buy low.
Oh, it comes down so fast. So if you can do it in stocks, you can short the thing, you can do, naked put, yeah. You can be instant quick. But it's slow going up, but it's fast when it crashes. So right now, if I was a young person, I'd be taking probably a stock options course to trade the market coming down, because you'll get rich faster than. It takes about 5 years to practice that. But I love crashes. I get really excited about a crash. Unfortunately, most people get wiped out. But nonetheless, the facts are crashes make the rich richer.
Tip for young people would be
Well, I would seek financial education for what I call real teachers, because when I was in school, most of them were fake. You know what I mean? They really didn't know what they were talking about. Like my accounting teacher, I'm in the MBA program. I knew more about accounting than he did because the poor guy never left school. You know, he was like my poor dad, a school teacher.
Real world experience.
Really? Yeah, surprising. I went to flight school. I flew for the Marine Corps. I had to have real teachers. You know, you don't want some guy who's never flown before or just flew a little Piper Cub to teach me to fly in combat. I needed real teachers. So as young people, I always say to them, choose your teachers wisely. Make sure they're real. Make sure they know what they're talking about. They're not people just working for that paycheck. You know, like most financial planners are good guys, but they're not rich people. Why would you take advice from them?
And it starts by going to school.
Yeah.
And your parents tell you to go to school.
Yeah. So
And my rich dad said, what are you going to learn in school? About money. I mean, you know, you can learn to be a doctor or a lawyer, but you learn nothing about money.
I'm 22 right now, or I'm 25, or I'm 30. Let's say I'm 18. Let's say I work with myself and I start questioning my beliefs and I start realizing that I've been brainwashed and there's no real reason. So they're like 130,000 in debt. So how do you recommend, because most people are in that situation and they're even more attuned to safety because now they have debt, so they're afraid. So what do you think that person should do? They've started to question their beliefs. They got it. They know, okay, I've been brainwashed. I know, but what do I do now?
Yes. Well, not to be commercial about it, but you know, that's why I created the cash flow game.
Yeah.
It's the only game that teaches accounting.
Yeah.
And most people come out of school, they don't even know what accounting is. They say, oh, they taught me to balance a checkbook. Big deal, you know. You have to know assets and liabilities. You must understand taxes. The rich don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
And the rich use debt as money. So the question is, that's what I had to do when I was in my 20s. That how is it the rich learn to use debt as money? That's a challenge, and the brain goes.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you got it. And then how do they not pay taxes? It's the combination of debt and taxes. You see, the more debt I use, the less tax I pay.
Right.
It's counterintuitive. Well, I think the key is young people, because the system of fake money, fake teachers, fake assets, they screwed me, my generation. My generation's never going to retire. The medical expenses are going to go through the roof just when America goes broke. But they didn't just screw the old guys, they screwed the young, the millennials. So they're coming out of school deeply in debt and still haven't learned anything about money. So the system of fake money, fake teachers, fake assets screws everybody. Not only in Romania, but all over the world. So that's really, if you can think, you know, comprehend something that big, then you can make your own personal choices and changes.